Rebecca Joel, Aware boss.
No mo gutla ba ke kra batho ba yona dilo no fitla ke re ke anwa fela ke sona se ya Aisha bro o on there o ya a re monandere re bula show same time wa jong a re bala ba le pele
no go bala ka tšhuku le batho ba serious
ra ke re tla itse di warm up
but anyway le shaponkolo thank you
yeah Ruwile what's up ladies and gentlemen all the pluggers welcome back to yet another special episode the Plug Podcast your boy Kolofelo African your host too as always akavaika lowane ktsabale buruaga
Ramokat dumelang family dumelang subscribers dumelang our viewers ke Ramokat wa bolelang mo the Plug Podcast. Today we have a special episode whereby re tlo bolela le one of the healers tsa mo Mamelodi, but then without wasting time re tlo fa ena the opportunity hore at introduce the hore ke ena ma. Thank you. Over to you.
Okay, hi everyone. Gogo Sbosh, but I'm well known as Gogo Sbosh. And thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. Now, honestly speaking, I feel like it's a privilege. Before we go any further, there are some people getting, despite or they are practicing African spirituality or they are just doing community-based what.
or no tshwara wa ntse shifted that no ntse da no tshwara
For the fact that we have people like Gogo Sbosh. She's someone we need to celebrate, Mamelodi.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so for us to be having someone like her today, it's an honor.
Sure.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a spiritual enlightenment. There are so many questions that don't regarding spirituality, like in general, not just African religious fellows.
Yeah.
Spirituality in general, the questions that don't there are so many things that regarding the spirituality on so we're confused. So they know better than us on I think so Rawamela Mama mo the Plug Podcast. And the questions to be honest, from my side, I get it from side how to me on
No, actually, we are here to educate and to encourage. Remember, this journey ole moyon before ofitla mole you struggled before. So in a way, this is a chance. This is a platform. Mo longer you can encourage. By longer to discover the gift it's about. For guys, this is what at stake, and this is what you can do at least to try and eliminate the burden day, because it doesn't come easy. We know. It's not like you're gonna have all the answers, but
no,
at least if you can just engage here and there, just to shed a light with others. So the first topic, elongore focus on today, ke understanding spirituality. Remember, there's a difference between doing something and understanding it. So today we're gonna focus mainly on understanding spirituality. For a sharp, here we spirituality,
yeah.
So some of the questions, Gogo Sbosh, they will be more like they are directed to you personally, but then in a way you'll try to bring the solution or the answers to the viewers. So the first question that I have for you, as someone along it's evident enough for you underwent initiation. So meaning I'll let have a time. I'll look. But already beats go marava start.
Oh, le ba bona bjang hore ba rekile di-beats?
Okay.
Wait, hole motho o kopana le nna mo tseleng. How can you tell hore motho ke ngaka or a se ngaka? They just like things.
Okay, to me personally, ka experience haka, there's a difference between someone who is spiritually gifted, ke ngaka, o goile through all the process, and someone who claimang hore yena ke ngaka based on the things tse ba di lora. Ba lora di beats, ba di apara. So now the difference ke bona ka eng, how they carry themselves around the public, how they compose themselves, how they talk to other people. It tells a lot. Because baka no di apara di beats, baka di tsentsha ba re keng di speaker tsa bone and what, but how do you socialize with people? Because now you can come and say, I'm chosen, but ho bolela le batho ho tswa mantswe a kesa fela. What is that? It means you don't understand the gift that you carry, because you're supposed to bring healing in the state of case. So yeah, I can say re ba bona dilo tse so. The event that re miss.
No, but hore bjao, by saying hore, it's by the words they say. Then I can go through Golifetlong, come back and decide to use my gift to do the opposite of healing.
Okay.
I get I know how to heal. Ho itse hore o fodisa motho bjang, o ka kgona ho itse hore motho ke molaya bjang.
Okay.
So I can nka ya lefetlong or go wherever, come back and decide hore I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to hurt people because Lena, I've been through whatever. So it's difficult to actually know hore ke mang who's doing this to heal people, who's doing this to hurt people. But then ho ya ka wena as motho, ho ya ka wena hore bao.
Okay, so now I'm directing this question back to you. Given your experience, I believe you are someone who you are traveling, you go to different places, you meet with different healers, prophets, etc. So how can you now help us, or we can now at least determine who was not.
Okay, it's very difficult not to do that. Which is why when I get requests or texts of people wanting to see me or banyako book for a consultation. Can I just put my phone on silent? Excuse, that's a day in my life. Okay, so I always advise people that they should pray first.
Okay.
And then if moto wakwana ho phahla ko hae, they should do that, so that you know, renale that thing, renale that instinct that will tell you hore ntho e o e irang ke yona, ntho e o e irang a se yona. I always advise people to do that. Don't just come to me and then assume hore o tlo kreya whatever it is that wena o e batlang from nna, because people come with different agendas. Yeah, and then ho fitla ko nna, I tell you something, and then that's when people actually go out there and speak ill of dingaka tse dingwe, because you want to hear something from me, but then now I tell you the opposite. So I always say, hore ha o le motho wa tikitsi o batla eng, and then o batla hore bophelo ba hao bo ye in which direction. If when you do things only desperate, best believe people will take advantage of that. People will use that as an opportunity to milk you, because or vulnerable to a point where you will do anything and everything to get the help that you need. So in order for one to go ayang o ya ko mothong wa nnete or a se motho wa nnete, honali, it's like we're online shopping. Honali the reviews.
Yeah.
So by the reviews, Obana Roko Ashile, you like it. And then based on what you see, okay, 80% ya batho, you know, ba rata this thing, and then
20% at least.
yeah. And then Luena, because you like it, you take it. It's like that with healers. Mohongwe, I get things are different, ne, with technology and things advancing. Arsabarka hotanale kale, twenty kutleka koko mang hore honale koko kamo next door. Watusa.
Yeah.
They are still there, and that works for like Batu Bakali. But then with us getting modern healers, if I can put it like that, we don't rely, but then we use technology as one of the methods to, for lack of better word, attract people. So if, and only options. There are thousands of healers. On TikTok and then you want to. Yes. That's why I say, now before someone comes to me, I always advise moto arapel, follow your heart, know what you're doing, and understand hore koke yang. I want to get help, but then believe or trust in badimo ba hao le modimo hore ko o yang o tlo kry-a the help that you need. Don't look at me and be like, oh, Ola upila, let me go to her because upila. Go there because of my work, not because of me, and because Luena, you did what you were supposed to. And I always say, hore moto omo desperate is a very dangerous person, and I have come to a point now where I refuse to thusa batho, especially when you're desperate. I don't want to be ngaka ela where moto a tsamaya a re yo Gogo Sbosh ke itse a nthuse o palletse a ka palla. You're going to go to another healer for the same things that I would have given you, but because ditlhako ola, you might find that they work for you. Why? Because that's where your ancestors saw that So when you just come to Gogo Sbosh because you feel, oh no, Gogo Sbosh tu sabato babanchi, maybe lena, you don't come with that thing, wait again. Because of Moto Ola Ukrele 1, 2, 3, I also want that. Yes, we also want that. That's why also lema Bible, but we operate by faith, not by sight. Okay, nyako bona selo ko mothong and then expect you're gonna get the same results.
So can you go take it back hore hesale oya thaso ya phihlo, like go we hating like king to bonang, like do you see dreams or maybe the ancestors tell you you get sick? What happens hore o dine mafelong or no tshwantse go thaso then?
A lot happens, and a lot happens. I think for now personally, they say something that like now I was just living my life. Now I was just out there, but then sometimes it starts as something small. Where this problem it's gonna lead you to. So you find that you're going through a series of problems. It's problem after problem after problem. You don't understand. You just think, it's again. It's part of life. I'm supposed to go through this. But then there will come a time or a point where someone will see something more and I'll go to listen. Onale 1, 2, 3 matata and all that, and then I wasn't someone not to say I believe in moding but it wasn't mine.
No, you think you'll be part of it.
Because it got to a point where I actually go doctoring, like the Western doctors. And then
check.
to check. And then I have depression and all that. Fine. And then I was on medication. Nagoya, I thought, why is it when they give you medication or like kuri matata house thing, just that when you feel better. So as time went on, nekikopana le batho, telling me different things and all that. In fact, when I was young, nekisabani how long when you don't pay attention to the toro.
Sure.
But then hotlabana that specific one, itlo makatsang hore, okay, what was that all about? I had a dream once, kabata mamaka, and I was like, okay, it's nothing. I was still young. And then kabona repeater, but then I was like,
how old were you at that time?
I think Nekele in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I was still in high school.
Maybe 15, 16, somewhere there.
Yeah, somewhere there.
Yeah.
I was still young. As in I was like, okay, fine, get it busy, get booty. I don't know what it means. It's just a dream. Yeah, faith. And then later on in life, you come across dilo tse makatsang, and like I said, nekisimo check and all that. Kakopanale, this other prophet, and then atoma antusa, and nasam poto hore okay, chance oyekole fetlo. It first started with not getting not getting healing and all, because I had my own problems. So I was like, I need to deal with my problems, because kileko doctor they gave me the antidepressants, the antusa to feel better, but then it doesn't take my problems away, you know. So as kikreatu so biao going through the sky and all that. Oh, and there was a time where my mom, Lena, she was like, I need to get help and all that. Nantusa, she was with me going through, you know, everything, Lena and stuff. So during that time, as Batusa Nna, the dreams now they started coming. Yatoma hoba clear, yatoma hoba, you know,
attention or now now.
Yeah.
Start talking.
Yeah, so you see the lo ubona baris kwa masako, ubona taula, ubona di perform, like just it kore nailo kare hoya ko horo nako creators, it opened up something. It opened up that okay, fine, let's start working, you know. But negative ignore still, because what do they mean? And even when I asked, it's not something that Nebampota directly, oh no, we're not and all that. It was just me getting help. And I think I will explain later how I understood my journey and then how it led me to work the way I'm working now.
Sure.
So, I think this happened for about 3 years, yeah. And then, a lot of different things. Life challenges. I was driving a different car, and then team, but gearbox, and then I had to pay 120. I got 120, so I had to get a mesa koloi. But then when they check, go dealership hore koloi bothata ke eng. But one was no problem. It's like, okay, that was towards me now. Accept that I had done my research. I went for 2 years. Kimuruti, and then like I get my healing journey. I went through that, and then the last month when I decided, Okay, not when I decided, when I knew where I am ready. It got to a point where, like, oh, hi, like in my own room, like, so like, robala on the couch, because like, chava. Like, no, yeah, no, I get it, like, chava in my room, but like, chava, I no longer slept there. For that month, like the month before Kolefeto, I was in the house, Kerobala, on the couch, because like, I feel safe. Yeah. So obviously, I really research yaka before getting Kolefeto. Where am I gonna go? And then it was at a point where now things were severe, where I had just not given up, but then giving in to what I have to do now. And because along journey where I was going through the healing process, different people telling my sister, hore, okay, honale 1, 2, 3, and then have 1+1, and then yes, I went through 2 different healers, because I was actually advised, you know what, if you have if Barry don't just take it from one person, at least zama 2, 3 nyana to confirm yeah. So everywhere I went, I even met like strangers mo tseleng, Putsisa, this, that, Kadumela, because I relate, because it's what I'm going through. So I actually went through things that I didn't just have one dream, and then I went through the problems, I went through the obstacles before I face the real challenges. And then after a month of me deciding, okay, next month, and then I ended up getting a
So did you choose or a guy, or maybe that's just this is the right person or training with it?
I chose, but then I didn't choose someone I knew. It was someone that I didn't know, and because sometimes relaka knowledge, ne? And also it's not all the time where your ancestors will be like, yeah, we're not we are. There are some people that will be like, nakituhile, and then there are some people where they will be like, okay, gebones mamang so koyena. I wasn't. It was that time where even on social media, now I had negative receipts. Remember the time when I was going through those things. Yes, from everything, and then back home, and then hopefully that was my life. So I had to do research by myself. I had to say like and I went to a person that I didn't know. I think I met some guy who actually Nantusa, in the time I was going through my journey. Yeah, Nantusa.
More like BS, maybe you carry that time you were still a self-initiate.
Yeah. No. I wasn't a self-initiate. I'm not that. No, I'm not a self. I was healing. It was my healing journey. And here, honest, it was exactly that. Because if now I didn't go through that phase in my life, I wouldn't be able to help them, because ngasi related to their problems. So I have to relate to the problems that I went through.
Sure.
So that was me healing. That was me, I think maybe my ancestors preparing me for what's to come. Yeah. So no, nekesa miti, but then na lobola mpande kanna. So I was passed on to Gobela ya High.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so the reason why I keep asking this question, you'll hear a lot of stories because like when I taba ya hore go na le di-fake sangomas na le fake gobelas and then people will say hore a real sangoma ha te choosetse hore o nyako ya kae. The ancestors will show you, but then as you're saying, the genies are the one. Hala babang mututo na I woke up and then kaya and then babang one like the genies get different and then the like the pargidi di nyakal lintsule lanchabelo frostan the myth it's a lor naira the thing around the thing ya spirituality it's di chita I understand hore ya nnete ke efeng ya maka ke efeng, but then talking about the fake gobelas, there are so many gobelas like today. Like not even the gobelas, the sangoma and I listened to a lot of radio. There was this organization contraless or organization traditional healers in South Africa. They were having a interview on one of the radio stations about this thing about the fake gobelas and then young kids, but and then that guy, I think the chairperson ya the organization, he never moved to why banaba banyane these days, banaba under age 12 years, 11 years, 13 years, but haso. And then answer ya damano it's not it's like some these gobelas they want to make money like babonore this thing maybe it's a thing today when so go buy sangoma ngare ke fashion nowadays, and then ba advantage and ba advantage like mostly mo baneng ba banyana ntse are gift vele o bele ha ona le yona. I mean like it's not something se le horeng o skra o ntse lo mo, it's something se le horeng you are born with, and then you will find out like khentso o phela mo phelo ba ha do journey ya bophelo ba ha ke mo tlo findang out hore you do have a gift, but then like with bana ba banyane ba bona ba re ba bona ba thosa it's a wrong thing ka baka la hore those kids ba sala banyana ba so understand like go ira hala ka bophelo, they're still young. Evenly the ancestors, you can, if ngwana la mona really gift, and then maybe let's say pastor dilo motsonya salo munyane motsontsa e sekolo a focus mo letsa sekolo, then maybe motsonya wa lwala di dreams wa lo utlhakana le mathata mo journey ya ba re you can like go ba khopela the ancestors hore e salo munyane mo tloheleng at least a holenyane wa ntshwa, and then tlarge e lo moholo nako e le right me ba feditse bo digila e rile la motsia, and then o tla phetahatsa wish ya le. So kenya go utlwa from wena your side about the fake gobelas le batho ba le hore ba thasisa bana ba banyane. What's your take on that?
Okay, now I'm still fairly new more this
space.
Yeah, spiritual journey of mine. I'm still fairly new, but fake gobelas the thing is they are a lot, and unfortunately Hobangaka now is seen as a business.
Yes.
And people will try all methods to try and hore.
By rechelete like a way ba bana ba re ka ira chelete ka yona ba tlo no zama like
yes, and a lot of these people are babereke again, which is why they have so much time to be doing, such things. You have to sustain yourself, you have to make a living, which is why, and it's not just bana babanyan, it's everyone.
Yeah, sure.
I think na tshwanetse ke twice. I will ask you, who said that? Because I didn't say that to you. I am against, I'm not against, but then I don't, when I know, telling someone that will, it will lead them to constantly think about it, go on social media, follow all these healers. You'll start dreaming about the healers, and then you'll come back or no, I want masela because your ancestors showed you. It's because of no level let's TikTok and then level let's say that's
the content you follow on social media.
Yes, and you see all these people and the people that they follow, the content ya di sangoma that they like. You know, some they told me lefetlo ke sephiri. You don't show what's been done there, how you do things. You can show the end result. Hey, we celebrate with you, but then you don't show the process, which is why things have become who complicated that now we have to go. We have to now look at who's the best, who can do this better. Ke mang o khona ho tshwasitsang, you know, batho ba bantši o kry e tladitse batho ba le 25 ko ndombeng ya hao, batho ha sa ba le bo botlhe. And then what are you? I sometimes ask myself,
does it make sense?
Yeah, I sometimes ask myself, really 25 yes, or now, yeah, how are you gonna pay attention to me? And then now it's the one thing that I always say to myself, even my Kwabela will tell you now. I said to myself, I want to be the only one.
Oh yeah.
I want to be, and throughout my journey, I was the only one. Yeah, because it's what I asked for. I didn't want pressure. Bearing in mind, and I kept who feel because of what they were doing in Nakistan, and knowing my Kobala would pay attention to I'm not saying you know, I want to block my Kobala from having Matasana Amangwe, but then I knew by doing that, it's actually me saying, I'm opening more doors for you. Because if my ancestors and your ancestors so that kifete and then make way for other people, so with this thing, yes, there are other kids that really they have to go through it, but then I understand him when okay, alle high school. Exciting, well, I understand it, but then as you're saying, a primary here. A ho balance le merko high wa ko skolong, a kona ho adjust you know. It teaches you about life again. So ngwana ha le o monyane ha kre le chance ya o dlala le bana ba bang, ha kre chance ho enjoy ya childhood ya high, whereas now tshwanetse a focus ebe motho moholo, tshwanetse be yanong after school ebe yana a be busy ko ndombeng. You know, I think also le rona as dingaka we must be honest with parents. We must be honest with ourselves, you know. Also, an opportunity to make money or an opportunity to benefit from a family, because you look at them and you think, okay, fine, more ketlo jamo. And which is something that I went through. When people look at me, they see an opportunity. And unfortunately, you know, you can see me get an opportunity, but my ancestors will deal with you at the end of the day, and which was the unfortunate turnout for some people in life. So, the fake Gwabalas did thing, the fake Sangomas did thing. And I was also listening to some healers, Babulela Lubona, you know, he olengaka. There are different not levels, but there are different things that you can do. You cannot want to do everything. I get it, for example, you see me, Kengaka, but then there are other people that will refer to me as Gobela.
Sure.
A Gobela is someone who, Otseyang Matwasana, they initiate, they they go through the. Yes. And then honali, those like myself, who is a healer, a spirituality.
Spiritual healer.
No, spiritualist. Yeah. Yes, that. Yeah, that. I don't have matwasal. It's not. I'm at a stage where my ancestors haven't shown me or haven't approve of that yet, because I'm still focused on miracle.
Oh, yeah.
So now, you know, on weekends. There are people that they are healers, but they work during the week. There are other people who are greedy, they want to do everything. Holy Gobela Eva Gobela. Holy a healer Eva a healer. Holy Mparofeta Eva Mparofeta. Osalola Hova everything at once. Because you end up complicating everything. You end up you look at the turnout, yeah. I don't want to. I can't talk about other healers and prophets now, but I get, for example, look at Gogo Mawen. From day one, and to date, she's still maintaining that.
Yes.
Out of her way, yes, or no. She has maintained being a Sangoma from day one. And I contradict the I complicate or straightforward. And olebella motho o mongwe a re ena ke gobela ka busho a isa le gobela ke moruti ko krekeng ka busho a isa le moruti a ke itse something else.
So I was coming on that ne go to butsa hore hona le ba bang ba ile hore batho, like for an example, you gave example ka Gogo Mawene, you to fa example ka Gogo Sbosh o le hore le ena she came in as a gobela ne na thosisa batho, like she had a reality show mo le horeng batho ne ba ira gore like on Mojala they were doing, even though she even said gore that reality le ne ba acting, because a lot of people swala batho swala bojugu ne se motho ba le badimo, but then ne ba le mo reality ba thasisi yo hirwang, and then at the end after I think like you are saying hore fake Sangomas di teng, fake gobela se ba teng, you are right ka baka la hore she came in as a sango. Ramitse Zansa Sangoma, about popular, popular. She now turned she accept God, utlogela taba ya Sidimu, o accepta God. And then from there, utlogetse taba ya Sidimu are ke tsure she is what she believes that God lives in her or a one frostan. And then she left that. Now she's a DJ. So it's story from the beginning. I think Raidile ka wave ela ya hore there was a point more horing this thing was popular, or every celebrities but that's when Gogo Mawene came in batho mo ba popular and then I think she already did that wave ela about nentanya go ba famous from the beginning. I rather that wave and then after to create popularity, then she was like no, Eriki turn against this thing, get hele, and then to focus on being a DJ, give a podcaster, give a not to say I'm talking a bit about it and I'm frustrated. Is it possible ya hore ngare ke le sangoma ke le sangoma so during through the journey ntse ke tsamaya and ke kanore hey man, I'm done with this thing ka tlo hela to boela mara, like I'm done, ke feditse sharp, bye and then the ancestors bar no, it's fine, it's chai sharp, live your life
before she can come in. This one Gogo Sbosh because of caring. In a way, it can turn out to motivate others by Longore Bamojini. Sure, she won't be the first one, and she won't be the last one. It's a creator at this stage. Ne? As much as Rikabolelaka Badimu ancestors and what one. Remember, life is two-sided.
Sure, yeah.
In a good, in a bad. Understand? So through my knowledge, because yeah, so there are certain ancestors by Longore, they like to take advantage.
Ancestors?
Yes. Badim.
Okay.
The very same one Barba Pata. That's why people by Longore, they have knowledge. Have advice about the whole part, you need to summon the good ones. or lena badimo ba lesedi lena badimo ba khanya and so on. Because the minute you summon all of them, even those the bystander,
okay,
ba ileng gore ba tsamaile ba sentse mo lefatsheng ba bolaile, they couldn't cross over. So now when a whole consulta go tswella bona pele because of their desperate for help, then they jump onto you, ba offer whatever gift. So now he ba thoma ma wena ba tsena, they can't just disclose gore ebra nna ke rwele ke tsamaya le sekhwama sa go rwala. Ba thoma ka go bontsha bo dibitse bo diwatwate ba o thusa ka di-healing, then ho ntse o tsenelela deep le bona ke o thoma o discovera
the dark side
tsa bona.
Okay.
And already ho na le di-hearsay tsa gore bongaka ke bo scam, then le wena o thoma o realize gore shit ape mo ke wetse o reng o tshepa mantswe a lentse ba botse gore jeso this jeso that one tlhaloganya. So chances are le ena a ka ba goile through the same thing.
Okay.
Because remember hantsa thoma jeni ha e thomile pila ana le ndomba e one, but time goes so chances are sedimo sa hae se mo deceivile, then I realize later on or shit
sedimo sa hae se mo deceivile or because ona le batho ba tse ba bitsa di familiar spirits. She was involved in the wrong ones, not her real ancestors.
It can be a familiar spirit. It's not a spirit says go go outside, but ke bolela ka your bloodline spirit.
Okay, we'll talk on that, ne? Because go na le ka mkholo le sala ka utlwa ka teng gore like because when as we saying gore go na le batho ba le gore they've done bad things mo lefatsheng, but maybe they are related to they've done bad things, motho na rape or motho na bolaya or motho na utswa or na ira wantswa. But then go na le ka mkholo go utlwang ka teng gore you can do bad things mo lefatsheng, but then the minute you transition to the other world ka ntlhela o ba clean.
What makes you transition? Go
sata.
You don't just
I've heard answer this question. We'll come back to that because like it gets fail. So I forgot what question I can. But then okay, shop ka hopola. Wa khona hala hore or because like as we saying or before we are go phetlong ne, you had like a difficult journey, you know, the dream see the what the problem no sa tsamaye pele the ne le sa tsamaye shop mo life problem see what the nyenye ntsa. So now, after 50,000, then we are turn against Badimo. No, I was lost. Deceived. So, but ancestors, if the gift only gift they need, it was the real gift. How can I have or Gogo Sangoma and the next thing? Turn against one another. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to what I said before. Ne? It goes back to greed. And why I say that, ne? Otlo go through that process of it, otomo hutu sabato, okay, I'm helping a lot of people, money is coming in, and wabona hore, you know, you want to find, okay, number one, you want to find more ways to generate money, ne? Number one. That's another thing that erang motho gore a offer from tsela e na tsamayang mo yona, and then a bone ka re tse dingwe tse di tlo mulela, you know, other things. Number two, remember when I said gore I had to go through my own healing in order for me to find myself, and in order for me to gore ke bereke now the way ke berekang ka teng, ne? And I say, only a time to sit and to reflect, only a time to find peace and to find healing. Ne? When you do that, you have to tell yourself, I don't want to go back to being motoola or to doing certain things in life. Ne? It's like get therapy, but then because you learn things the hard way. Yeah. And for me, I get it. Okay, we were talking about other people now, but then now I'm gonna go based on myself.
Yes.
Yeah. If I now had to choose Gogo Sbosh, let me just do something else, I'd have to sit and think, what went wrong? Where did I go wrong? Getting into a irang so, you know, sometimes there is a period where your ancestors will stop communicating loan. Your ancestors will stop showing you stuff, will stop, you know, batlo okase banele that bond le bona. It is not for you to say yeah. It is not for you to assume. I think everyone goes through that, which is why it's advised and it's important hore he olengaka normalize ho titlina wena. Normalize staying pure, remaining pure. Ngasi thusi motho and then expect hore nna ke be sharp. Akere today ke bone two people from two eo ke boneng ba tlile ka mathata kere ba shile mathata a bona kae mo nna. So I absorb that because remember akere we work with energies. If na I absorb your energy, it means hore mathata hao a setse le nna. I go beke e yotlhe, maybe a ke tlhape, maybe a ke ring, a ke fokotse morwalo on. Ke bona batho ba bangwe hape. What does it do? It piles up. He ke ya ko mmerekong, now my boss wa mbutsisa. So because wena o thusa batho, who helps you? Oh, yes. Which is a valid question. You know, Makua, they may not understand how we do things as, you know,
African people.
Yeah, but then they do know hore he ole motho o thusa motho o mongwe lo wena you need help. How do I now help myself? Wabana, there are other people, like for example, o batla hore every day wena o bone line ko wena ko ndomeng ya hao o nyaka line. Nyaka ho bane le line 20 people ba o emetse. So wena ka letsatsi o bone 20. Again Monday 20, Tuesday 20. How many people is that? Ke batho ba bantši. Ka mo ona le mathwasana. Ka mo tshwantse o rute o beanong it goes down to beanong a isa le wena o ba rutang. Ke ba le ba bangwe you are passing yeah. But then at the same time what dilo tseo dirang di ja wena. Your energy you are not focus on people too much that you're letting go of yourself. And le badimo ba hao o ka phahla wa ira eng wa bolela le bona. But then there is a time to heal, there is a time to rest. People don't give themselves time to rest. You know, ne ke bolela with my boss the other day, ambutsisa hore ho heala batho wena who heals you. And then I told her hore wait sometimes if you put greed aside, there is enough cake for everyone in the room. Ne? We, as a hore chance na ke bone batho bo botlhe in a day. As a hore chance na tshwanetse ke attended to every problem in a day. Yeah. And besides that, even if ke a khona, I don't have to give you my attention now. I have to protect my peace. Yes. How many ke khona tlhapisa batho? Hex no tlhapisa batho. Nna nako ya go te tlhapisa. Ke le one. Do I give myself that? Now, I always say hore it doesn't mean hore you forget the things that you went through ko lefetlong. Always see yourself as a student, Luena. Always put yourself in their shoes, knowing hore in everything that you do. You remain humble. You put greed aside. You put yourself first. Then you will not. It will be people that won't. Like they won't take from you energy how or ba share so much bad things that o tlo feel hore tshwanetse le wena o te kutlwe mo mmeleng hore ya no it's keng mo I need to do something. But then there are other healers that I honestly feel hore in order for one I feel to a point where they feel like they cannot do this anymore. Moto ha te phenako to rest. Moto ha te phenako to akriye yena at the 40s herself, and which is why I said it's important for you to know how to heal yourself first, know when to ask for help, and know when to say no. You cannot do this. Like what Merokong hola pile, sick leave, take a day off, recover, yeah. But then we want to see ourselves doing all this because we want to prove to the world, we are the best healers. We compete. I can do this. You can do. You can't do this. The patient they. 20 when now you have nothing. It all comes down to yourself. That's why I put yourself in a position where you see yourself as letwasan. Eya no keng helo hore tshwanetse o ya no keng. Berekisa ditlhare he tshwanetse hore o berekise ditlhare. Do whatever it is that you need to do to protect yourself, number one, which is important as a healer. Protect yourself. Yeah, it's a lot. But wait. The time overlela ori skoteni and not maybe. But you move how maybe but decide hore ho nakwa sa phela motho na se motho o leng sharpo and all that. I want to go back to that.
Yes.
Ne motho ha tsamaya mo lefatsheng ne okay sharpo hero laela mola motho na lokile motho na irang, but then it's true you're going to be the same person that side. Hope like you said, you are specific with who you call. Na okase like you have to. It's like mola ba ding mola la be welcome. It means I'm welcome. If na ka obitsa, if I didn't invite you in, you are not welcome. Nkasere badimo ba hamamang le ba hamamang etlang. And then I get badimo ba ha mahlangu etlang, and then ho tlhahelle badimo ba ha masango aka ba bitsa ba tlo itse byang hore yes. And then if maybe honale a spirit that akere ba motho e butse wa ko heno someone kids are confused. They are a roaming spirit. They zola mol. Nkasera ke ba biditse ba le lena a tlhahella unless if they are able to snap out of it or ba a khone ho whatever ever mo motho e butseng ka yona etswe, unless if ya khona ho tswa I don't know then what. But then if I'm specific in my words, this is why we also say, I tell you, speak. Yes. Like, whatever it is that you want. So Gogo Sbosh so what if it's not what you want. So please Lona, come forward. It's not everyone that's gonna come forward or that's gonna be here. And in fact, you need those bad ancestors, Lebona. You need them as well. I say you need them as well because in a way, indirectly. They're not just bad to you, but are bad in a way where they protect you.
But bad to the negativity towards you.
Yeah. Let's say maybe you are in danger now, or maybe you have to go somewhere, or maybe I get you have to go somewhere. Remember the first time I had to come here and then something happened.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And then honestly, that day I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't excited, but I didn't want to disappoint,
Sure.
But then I felt like if it was those bad ancestors, Batla Mopili, saying, hore, ahui go, yeah. In a way, there could have been danger in an exciting, so hekere they protect you. I mean it. Kahore ke baba like hancha kere they don't want you to succeed. So motho ha sanya ke hore o succeed tshwanetse maybe o ya interview o tlo kry o latetswe o tlo kry hore maybe ya wa timela ke bona ba blockelang ditsela tsa hao but then indirectly they are saving you from potential danger or from potential risk of what might happen. I look at it that way. Sometimes how we see things or how we understand things, it determines how you like outlook how on life itself or on things that happen in general. If you're gonna assume okay ba ke ba dimo ba ka ba ba san rateng that ba ira dilo tse bjana, you find that it's not, but then you find that it's what you think about efang badimo ba hao matla hore okay oh yeah, now I deserve this. Oh yeah, now I deserve this. If I'm gonna sit here and then get na hore ish, it's a king. Na ake motho wa tshwanna ke dilo tse pila. Trust me, o ka tshwanna ke dilo tse pila. And I had to learn that, Lena. I had to learn hore, you know what? Heke batla something. I have to think about it, and I have to do something. Yeah, and. It's funny now, ne? Like I was because I had decided like I didn't want to be there because so that thing enga ela it turned into something else. Waban ke reverse it. You know what? Because I didn't want to then I won't deprive myself now. So I'm gonna give myself whatever it is that I want, whenever I want it and however I want it. And I told myself, if ever there's something that I need, that I don't have, guys, like irang plan. Even if it's 50 rand ya mafello, I need to get it. Because if I don't, so sometimes it's how we think and how we do things. Every day, okay, every day I'm on my phone. Do something. We're not saying every day door to door, but then do something. Yeah. Another thing I was asked, okay, and then when you my vision and their vision is not the same. What I want, I decided, I want this. I want to do this, and I had my reasons for wanting to do that. Listen, I want this, I want that. I'm not doing it because mama waira, but then I saw it. Obviously, someone I really somewhere. It's not that you copy
But there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah. It's you have your own vision and you have your own ways of doing things. I wanted to do that. I did that. And for some people, they will come to me and be like, oh, no, kwena, Sangoma, some mom siseki sitting, oirang 1, 2, 3. I don't know that. I get it from wherever I come from, wherever I come from. And I decided, this is what I want. And this is how I'm going to do things. It's what you do as well, guys. In Kasere, I also have bad ancestors. We all have bad ancestors. But then you can't put the blame on your ancestor. Okay, now I stop. That's why I know how to pause the world and focus on me. Phone yaka itlo vibrate, I see all the messages. I ignore them because my peace matters to me. Yes. Now I won't put someone else before myself. Now I will always prioritize knowing hore I have to give this same me to my patients tomorrow. And even if a patient or persistent, hey, can I call you? I'm going to say no. And then if you keep on pushing, I will tell you, I'm going to stop this. I'm not going to because it will turn into something else.
Yeah. I have one question. Taking it back to the main question or main topic of today, which is, what is the misconception regarding traditional healers?
Or like maybe choice. You said earlier, if can I gift ya healer, that means I do have gift ya I can maybe give in the right way, they'll destroy or lawyer maybe.
Okay, let me put it like this. Let me put it like this. What people don't understand is that everything we do is a ritual. Whether ka lawyer, whether ka fodisa, they are all rituals. And ho ya ka wena hore wena o etseya byang. Nka o lawyer hore o bane le tšhelete.
Oh yes.
Lawyer hore o tlhoke tšhelete. They are both rituals. How people perceive traditional healers, it shouldn't be something. It shouldn't be something that. Actually, let me say, hore, it's something that doesn't bother healers anymore.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we all need healers. And not just Rona, obviously the Western doctors, the healers, they need us too. So you can have whatever opinions, whatever judgments, whatever it is that you have for healers or against healers, it's just not going to change our practice, what we do, and what we stand for. Depending on as I said, everything is a ritual. Whether I choose to heal or whether I choose to harm,
it's up to you.
It's up
that
to
power
you.
Okay, to someone, I believe especially more Facebook. As you mentioned already, these days, dilo di change it. You can see through social media, okay, so I believe there are people who are looking up to you by getting maybe some of the things you just shared now, by the experience. So the question that I have for you, Kehore, what was your biggest challenge to accept this spiritual journey, and how did your family react to it? Because obviously, after discovering on your own, you had to go and see the one. Let's say maybe from where you come from, you are the first one. What was it? So now you come up with this thing, mama, papa, or malome, mukete, twice. How did they react to that?
Okay, now I have a very supportive family. I think it comes down to family and all that. Now in both sides of my family, like they are church orientated people. Then you know, with my grandmother, and all that. But everyone was supportive, you know. I'm not gonna say there was someone or nothing against. There are questions, of course, but I think if you have someone I think if you have someone supportang, like even if it's one person, it's like they don't have a choice. Well, they do have a choice, but then you just honestly need one person otlo understanding what's going on. And because I went through this, like through everything with my mom and stuff, nang understand that. And it's easy for her to say to my dad, hey, this is the issue, whatnot. I did not. My family was it was the last thing on my mind because now I can receive all the support. I know other people don't get, you know, the support they need. But then one thing I learned is that we need to stop seeking support from everyone.
Or validation from people.
Yes, you have to understand even if it's just one person oh aka ira bale 5 ba change how they perceive this or how they receive it, and that's all that matters.
Okay, a follow-up question on that one, because from what I heard, when you didn't have a struggle, support. So now let's try to twist this story. Let's say obolela le batswadi a sa bolela le re obolela le motswadi le ngore ngwana hae o tlo mo approacha a mmotsa ka mokgweleng gore mama this le that ke lora so, and he ke googla mo di Facebook le di TikTok kutlwa ba re ke di signetse ntwe so, and then let's say motswadi o they go le ngwana to consult somewhere, and then maybe go kerekeng ba motsa no ba teng batho ba golo 1 2 3. So what advice can you give to the parents ba leng gore bana ba bona ba discover di gift tsa bona in a way along maybe ba ka ba fa support adding to that point there? My host I mentioned ya gore there's a possibility batswadi ba khona khopella ngwana gore no e sa le monyane, instead of them just saying ai ka mari dilotse o sa le monyane, like that support. Yes, so since a traditional healer, obviously you are dealing with a lot of patients na go ngwe motswadi utlwa le ngwana, but o khona pick up ditaba tsa ngwana than tsa motswadi gore ne motho a tlhokang thuso pila ke ngwana. So how do you advise parents gore since le batswadi, these are the signs you need to look for mo baneng ba lena to show for maybe they are spiritually gifted, and this is how you can help them navigate through this journey?
Okay, it's difficult to advise Mutswadi. First of all, it's difficult to, it's like trying to manipulate them to thinking or to understanding what this is. But then, as I said, for people to have more clarity and for people to understand what is happening, it's important to pray, guys. Right? See, prayer, it will lead you or it will show you, you know, that no, didn't make sense, you know. Sometimes you find that and then when you take it wrong, also bearing in mind they think they don't want bana ba bona to go through such things. I feel like it's a difficult one. I see that saying, but you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know, some of them thinking, oh, you find that growing up, lebona, they experienced witchcraft in a way ya hore e ba utlwisitse botlhoko, that they wanted nothing to do ka di sangoma and all that. But then now you can't o ka se nyake ngwana a sokole because of your own beliefs.
Yes.
No, dilo di a change, and we are exposed to things that our parents didn't want us to know. Waban. So even if you are not for what is happening or is going through Ngwana, the least you can do is love them and support them as their parent. You don't have to support the journey eba mayang, but don't never stop being a parent to your child, and never assume hore just because we're not umutswadi, you know everything. You take us to school to go learn about, to go learn and to go grow. Hekeboa higher after school. I've learned something new today. Be open to understanding what it is that I have learned. Henna ko ruta hape, You don't have to I'm saying, hore, just be my parent. Give me the love that I need. You don't have to fully be in my business, or that's the support you're giving. But then understand, hore, ditsela tsa mo lefatsheng a di tshwane. And I could be the breakthrough that we need, Kamohai, which is Hanchi, which is often the case these days. Yes.
So I do have a question. This medium, can follow the let's high side to like career, relationship, and then there's this thing that didn't crossover. She's able to speak, and the funny part, she's not black, she's Indian. She can speak to the dead people, dead people. Your family members were the past on the ancestors. And then, okay, obviously, these Sangomas, you can speak to those people, but there's a question in the these people have come over, and I already cross over. These people have come over, and like, maybe let's say, come from me, maybe let's say, busy, then we will cross over. Then you come from me, know that they uncle or Saratofala, you might have in a way, or maybe Narisapotofal, we sell them there, the accident, then they say, hey, this is our that they are, like, Elomotu. And then the question is, these people they appear as like angels, white, or they come like come you'll come as like that person. So in a way, these Sangomas, because obviously crossovers like your ancestors, you are able to speak to ancestors. Let's say, like, go and I talk about healing, go and then you are communicating with my ancestors. Maybe on track. Do they come as like, I want to straight as bad or
okay. Remember, our gifts are not the same.
Oh, yes,
Again,
yes.
batho ba bangwe ba berekisa moya, ba bangwe ba berekisa taola, ba bangwe ba berekisa metsi. There are different ways and methods. So I cannot speak for everyone, yes. But what I can say is that they communicate. And then no, like I have to and then I get my answers through that, and that's what your ancestors are saying, because when I don't see them, I don't see them, but then the communication, yes. Or for another one that now it happens is through dreams. I'd know her consultation. Which is why I also say, I don't want to find myself given a line of people. I'm expecting maybe 5 people. From one of those people, maybe in Kabanale Toro, and then Kitlabana, maybe that person, and then Abolale, another person, Ekisa meeting, then I know, or whatever, or you see a vision. Sometimes when you have a vision, you quickly wait closer because but actually it's showing you this is what's gonna happen. So with most of my consultations, it's either dreams, visions, or enterabolela with that person. I start. I always tell my people, when you leave Kamundumbeng, because some people will come back and ask me, Kana Urileng. I don't know, because you find that at that time, yeah.
Because yes, there's a guy who needs more prophet like he operates like that. How come we go to find it and this and this and this and that. Like how would that be when you go somebody more coffee or because how to switch off about a normal person. So if I and that time I take into the spiritual and I was just a messenger in between, but then this also get an but I get you. Another question I can learn. Yeah, social media. I know okay, social media is a thing maybe like you're doing things that when you decline, support, it's a business. It's good to put it out there on social media and so that people can see, okay, Gogo Sbosh he's a traditional healer, it's good to that. But then last time when we had a message I posted people about profeta so on social media like message I Sangoma can see ancestors hey your life will probably better that's those things where if you are a healer so you can heal people through cell phone even if ancestors or maybe those are just scammers or user the social media or create business.
Okay, 95 of those things kitty scams. Yeah. Because I think we have all received yes, and yes. I've had this thing, like what's going on, and do you know this person? And how did he communicate and all that, sometimes people think you can just tap into but you can't just do that. Remember when I made that example, you have to invite spirits in, like you invite them in, or you call this one and that one. But then where do I get that right? Or go approach him on social media and be like, hey, when I ona le mathata wa itse hele motho wa hote tlhompa o tlhompa le badimo ba hao. And it's actually funny how I look at it. Sometimes you look at a person and then you're like, this person ona le mathata, but it is not. I see responsibility. Yeah, when you are ready, yes, when you are ready, when listen here, 1, 2, 3, but I don't have a right to.
Yeah, I don't know believe how to start with.
Exactly, and where do you find this? When I spoke about greed, you want to be everywhere, doing everything, and you want to take from people because when you think, no, you can heal everyone. And about sometimes that's why why it's vulnerable is a very dangerous person because obatla so everywhere to a point where someone approaches you, can you help me with this and that? I'd say there is no wrong in you saying, no, I cannot help you go 1, 2, 3. Maybe there is no wrong in doing. I do that sometimes. You know what? Nah, I cannot help you. Maybe or if I don't understand, that's why you also never stop learning. And then I'm still young, as Kalek Ferris was, I'm still learning. So if someone comes to me with a problem that I've never encountered before, well, someone who may be able to assist. How do you do this? Can I lay a patient here over 1, 2, 3? How do I tackle this? So on social media, okay, when I let's be honest, we all have financial issues. We all have ke tlotlama wena ke re wena o need a tšhelete o tlo dumela I'm already twisting your mind gore ya ke na le mathata. Guys, we all have financial issues. One thing these things like the messages, they will always talk about money, knowing hore to survive we all need money, and to be able to do certain things we need money. So if when I approach and I'm like, hey, you need money, so how
the last question, or the last two questions that I have. The first one, what is the possible consequences that can happen to someone who decides, I'm not going to partake in this? Let's say if everything is clear, but this person has to undergo certain training, a Sangoma, a prophet, or whatsoever. So what are the most possible consequences in case that person doesn't know?
Okay. Number one, I think more risking of dying. Yeah, that's the first one. That's the obvious. Yeah, because you don't want to Another thing, you lose everything that you have. You lose yourself. You lose people around you. It will get to a point where you feel like there's no reason for you to live. Or maybe for a long time you don't do anything about it. It'll feel like a time where what we say is depression. Depression, or say it's nothing is going well for you. But when you would know the truth, we think, people like making jokes it's just depression. But then when you would know no, I see depression, I know which is why in the beginning I also said I had to go through my own healing to understand what I am going through. I see depression. That stage where I was told depression, I took care of it. The stage of healing, I took care of it. And then the last stage was me going to Kwalefeklong, and I had to come to terms, okay, this is what has to happen. And another thing that I think I forgot to mention, we know we come from both sides of the family. The dad's side, look about the mom's side. So sometimes I feel like in as much as okay, I was given the option we can go and then to ask if we can do this. Sometimes I feel like we create some problems for ourselves. Because like I said, even if you have one person aho supportang, they won't say anything. You know, I care maybe Rakadi from your dad's side of the family, waho supporter and all that. If unida hopash, for as long as Rakadi aleteng, or sharp. You don't need you don't need that. But then some people, now I hate my dad's side of the family. I hate mamaka and all that. You don't need an audience. You don't need a crowd. You just need to accept, badimo, they come from both sides. Before I do anything, out of respect, I have to involve, I have to involve both of them. Right? So even if you have Badimu, maybe Badimu Bahao, Batla from your mom's side, acknowledge Bahabo Papa as well. I think sometimes that's why people get lost, or they think, or they don't have good ancestors, or they think, no, dilo tsa ka a di tsamaye pila. Di ka se tsamaye pila because the bond that created you, you are separating them. You can't put bar before bar. You have to, everywhere you go, it's my dad's side, it's my mom's side, then there's me. Lenna going forward for my future kids, they'll know there's dad's side and there's mom's side. Whether or not, that's not your problem. But by blood and by spirit, we are bound.
Last one, because I think I have 3 last questions.
Oh, you still have a question? Okay. Another question. Can you say because remember this thing, African spirituality, we take it light, but then it affects our lives, our daily lives. As there's a say, life is spiritual, whether we like it or not, everything comes in spirit. So hence it's why they always tell us we need to be careful the words we say. Because the words are very much capable of opening portals, whether good or bad. So the last one that I have for you, Kehore, how do you navigate between spirituality and life in general? I know you can just say, yes, I balance, but then remember there's life here how I am serenity, life here how after work, and then there's life here. So how do you balance the two? Because of most people, they struggle to balance. Let's say, for example, let's take it, maybe you're someone who's spiritually gifted like you are, and then you have a partner, they are not spiritually aligned as you. So how are you able to balance between these two lives?
You switch off. Yeah,
Switch off.
you switch off. I think so I do say things in between that I want you guys to catch on. Like how I do kundumbing. I want you to catch on to things that I say. Remember when I spoke about how when you allow things, or when you allow people to interfere in your life, like for example, when it's going on and off, getting message and all that, if I don't switch off from that, it's gonna disturb my peace. And I make it, I'm very strict when it comes to my time and to the things that I do. I make it very clear, I don't do ndumba work. I don't do rosy work during the week. And I say that to respect my time. And if ever you have a question, e nyaka hore ke switch my brain from focusing ko mmerekong to now having to think hore the solution ya hao ka ba eng. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to do. I can leave a text more. I can leave the message taka unread because get it on. I see, like, when you tell people something, ne, and then sometimes ke joke because you're a nice person. But if when you are not strict with yourself and strict with the rules how, you're never gonna get anywhere. And this is how stress, depression, and lack of rest. This is how they develop, because when I can't switch her off. Heck yeah, miracle. If you're gonna text me, hurry, Gogo, 1, 2, 3. I don't mind the questions, ne? But me not minding them doesn't mean hurry. I'm kitlo haraba kanako yona eo, ne? Kitlo haraba when I feel hurry. I'm relaxed. I have time. I have. Consider that thing that. That thing, okay, now let me adjust, let me breathe, and then let me take a break. Maybe I could decide that, okay, get breaky, I feel calm, questions, then I will do that. But if I feel hurry, after 3 days, I will do that as well. Because in between my time during the week, I have the meetings. I have people approaching me for propositions and collaborations and all that. I have to think about everything, and I always say ke motho o mo one, and I was not hired to be anyone's personal sangoma. Yes. I get over everywhere because now I ke batla batho ba nrate, and I cannot do that. I always put myself first. That's why I switch off and I make it very clear. O tlo nromella text. Because people sometimes feel like when they see you posting something, maybe you share something, maybe your status, Facebook and all that, but utengi. I will ignore you. And then not out of disrespect, but because asenako ya ka ya ho bolela, ya ho engage. I also try to limit like the small talks, like hi, how are you? No, I want you to tell me. Hi, how are you? Ke tlo nyaka hore o bolele story sa hao so that ko harabe, in one go. Not hi, how are you? Time is money. And time is money for me. Time is also because I know yes, because it's simple to just say hi, 1, 2, 3 wabutisa. Best believe ko haraba in one text. Nka se senyetse nako ka kaji. No.
So okay, sure, I get that, man. Questions a few questions. The first one,
wait, go Arabil. Okay.
This thing, like horrors, like eating, YGC or she. Also, how can you do this thing? Horrors, YGC, and YGC, keep poison, keep in the you understand that thing.
Oh, just said it, Joe.
Yes, you dream about like I'm asking from because like and then can you understand that if I'm dreaming like
just trade.
And the
I guess trade. Yeah.
So is it bad or good?
A scriptor can never be good. It's like when you have money. If I give a to her over the chelete,
okay. So I'm being a secular.
Yeah.
And then we resolve this problem.
Wakapa. Wapalas.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how other people do it, but what I know, whatever you put in, you have to. Yeah.
So okay, everybody just so it's not like we're poison or
No, get poison. It's a spiritual poison. I get real. Yeah.
For example, let's say after 10 days of alcohol, o ka go cover all your expenses. But if you are going to be a bit of
sure.
Maroro check around on to a colota.
Yeah. So okay, so because like that thing, yeah, repeat also. So like we like we're not into social media or when they are don't believe no one's like no man. But we never find so and it comes as good lots of different kinds of attack lots of one.
Baka so just lots of sariji. Otla sariji someone tau katlisa like you will crave otla bona or you do me go to before.
So but either way, even if I try to rapela, and then this thing still comes.
For as long as you don't get help, wait say every time, wait say that's why wait say we said life is spiritual like and everything that we do. Remember, I said it's a ritual, and kind of what's that thing? What for every input tonally and output, what you put in has to go out. That's how spirituality works as well. When you pray or a whole path, you are investing or you are asking or you want something and then you expect to get something out of whatever it is that you're doing. But then okaseri onyaka, like I made that example earlier on where okaseri obatla mereko, but then you're not doing anything to show her obatla mereko. And another thing is that we have to be specific with what we want. Ne? Kasere ishradimo itiking ke batla koloi. Be as specific as you can. Ke batla an Audi, ke batla RS3, ela e red. You name whatever you know exactly how you know it, exactly what you want. Osanya ka hora ba guess or batla koloi because o ka kenya ka koloi and then ba ofa test and then lona tlore no, it's better than nothing ke koloi, but it's not what you wanted. Be specific with what you wanted. And another thing that I heard is that o ka se batle I get ka chelete he. I get for example chelete. O ka se batle chelete, but then you're not doing when yourself you are not attracting money. Like you are not living okare tshwantse o phele not hore we born ne, but then you must know yourself. Like chelete ha e rate ditšhila. Like chelete ha e rate motho o kareng le nna ha tikitse wa kry chelete now and then yeah, you need to be ube sure ka taba hao ne.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, and then the best solution or let's say I didn't guitar and Namako or guitar you get to take that out.
Okay, I really maybe you don't go to a healer here. The best thing you can get crocodile meat. Or but it tastes like chicken. Get crocodile meat or jayon.
That's the only one you can do something.
No, I'm saying, okay, I get it now. I'm not just, I get it. Yeah. You can use other. Well, no, maybe eka tloha for now. I get it. Maybe whenever you get rid of it, you get rid of whatever, and then maybe after 2 years, it happens. Like baloya ba robala. Yeah, rona ra robala, we rest, but motho o leng after, who is on a mission, halape. Yes, so
another one, I think this is my last question.
Yes. To me, the question that I have.
Yeah, everything said the last one, then come with something. My last question, kunali days, thing the spiritual husband. I don't like back to dreams again. Dreaming or have a sex.
Yeah.
But somebody is using you again, like kunali mutolo or what it is, so is it not like can you figure out this thing and then you affect a negative leader?
Good night. Okay. Are you asking because of what you saw, or asking because some of the things when I got on your consultation, maybe no.
No, I'm asking because of like there are things they don't want to do and then spiritual husband. Social media.
No, it's true. It's very true. It happens, and it depends. It's like it drains you. Why is it after intercourse, and all that? It drains you spiritually because it's taking something from you. Like I said, wabana, the one thing that people, someone or anything can take from you, because without money you cannot do anything. So they want to take from you. Yeah, it's milking you. I say, how to do anything or to want to do anything. And yeah, let's not get into it.
Yeah, so since where you say life is spiritual, there are people that, but they're not spiritual. They don't believe in these things. Like they don't believe in church. They don't believe in ancestors. Like, what advice would you give that kind of person?
I'm not gonna advise you. Because
advice, but if their belief works for them, let them continue.
You can't be more
because the minute we try to advise such people, it's like re-undermine a belief yabo. So it's difficult. So
yeah, but what about a person that doesn't believe in anything? A person that actually has no direction.
No, there's a difference.
Go enough for advice.
There's a difference between having no direction and choosing not to believe. So, if someone atla lost a seeker knowledge and advices, it's there. But when as you just said, I believe in more anything. So it's not easy to change mind.
So basically, advice to find something to believe in.
No, you can't. Like it's clear they don't need advice. They don't. However they want to live. So it's like trying to, like I said, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. If when you believe this is how life should be, this is how you want life to be, then that is you, that is on you. And try and convince you otherwise, because it was a now, and I don't think for ngwana, it's easy to do that. It's easy to have from a young age, or you know what, but best believe you will go through something. You will go through something that's gonna need you to either go to church or to go see a healer or to go seek help, one way or the other. And even if you go to a Western doctor, understand the pills they come from us, the healers, because so whether you believe it or not, it's there, it exists. And how you perceive life, or how you perceive dilo tse diragalang mo lefatsheng, it's on you.
Yeah. Now guys, stop ang just stop ang snacks. We are enjoying life. So lastly, Gogo Sbosh ne, connect like I know we're on social media about
Um, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and they can text me more on WhatsApp. On Facebook, Kena Spongile, Devin Mashangu. In fact, on all my social medias, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you search for Spongile, Devin Mashangu, then you'll find me, or Gogo Sbosh. Yeah.
And then WhatsApp number, do you mind sharing them or they are personal?
I know, Gogo, they're everywhere.
Okay.
K 074 826 6362.
Raleboha, that will be all for today. Gogo, once again, thank you for coming through. It's been an honor for having you today. And then, na kopa hore ska ba the last time.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, we haven't spoken enough. Let's say maybe someday we have this specific topic we want to touch on. Can we please just send the invite your way and then we'll check our schedule?
No problem. I'm open to
Thank you.
Doing this.
Thank you very much, guys, for being with us here. The Plug Podcast, it's from Nakababa Shopalaiti, the best Baba Mokasi, best Baba in town. Sapatan Fanu Munyanele Kirimi living bill. I took camera transform. Mutanakamo, Utakatano, Uza all this. Look on plug business style before it.
I cannot bank it. Remokate, wala hasla.
Bye bye.
That's all. Kite.
Ribetta Chwele, Aware Bus.